I'm CT. When I'm not hosting podcasts, I live in the real world. I mean, everybody has to have a job, right? My job happens to be CS, customer service. You know, solutions, relationships, generating motivation to keep my team pumped up and connected to every single guest that is chosen to come into our store. This is C.T.C.S, episode number 69, the $1 billion lottery, stolen electric cart, and COVID is back.
Transition walk, day number 1. 4 days back to back in CS, which is really freaky because I only had 1 day off. I'm used to 3 days in a row off, so my mind is just really freaking pissed off at me. But here we go. Headed into another brand new weekend, and you take it as it is and you keep telling yourself, we got this. We got this. Tell yourself that. Just getting to the store right now. I got to tell you what one of my guilty pleasures is, and you're going to think I'm a total freak. I don't know how Febreze and Tide came together, but I love the fact that they have. And it's like a Reese's peanut butter cup, chocolate and peanut butter. Because I've got my jersey on, my store shirt, man, with my colors, got my team colors on. And you reach over and you kind of rub your arms before you go into the store. And that breath of fresh air, that Febreze just goes, yeah, baby, I'm inside your soul. It's like this connection. It's about creating happy spots for people who work in customer service. Man, this sounds like a total rip-off here, but I don't know how they could even prove it. Cheer Wine is a southern drink that was created in Salisbury, North Carolina. It's a very popular soft drink down here in the South. Well, I'm walking over here in the bar area, and there's now a hard seltzer over here called Cheer Wine. It's not spelled like Cheer Wine, the soda. What it is, it's spelled Cheer, C-H-E-E-R, W-H-I-N-E. Cheer Wine. Can you steal someone's name like that? What is today, the 12th? They're already getting ready with their training when it comes to floral, because in 1 month, it's Valentine's Day, and so what we're doing is we're taking people that are normally on the registers who don't ever escape the registers, and we're putting them deeper in the store, and hopefully that'll inspire them that there's a lot more to the store than just sitting there clicking food across the counter. In the men's room, we had reports that somebody had wiped their butt and they didn't put the toilet paper in the toilet at all. What they did was they threw it down on the floor, and sure enough, this is it. And I've got a mess to clean up, but who would do that? Seriously, who would do that? I never want to be that guy, that guy or that person that everything slows way down with their body movements and stuff because the doctor has re-prescribed their high blood pressure medicine. And mine did about a week and a half ago, and my God, it's like slow motion. An older gentleman that's always with us every week purchases one of those Keurig coffee makers. He didn't realize that it's 1 cup at a time. The price was $119.99. He bought it not even an hour and a half ago, brings it back, gets his money back, and everybody in the store is going, how are we going to do this? Because we just lost a boatload of money because we can never sell it. My very good friend Tiana is going to have rhubarb for the very first time. I want to know what your reaction is going to be eating raw rhubarb.
Okay. Very sour. Very
like sour. A Sour Patch Kid, right?
Yeah.
But it's very natural for you.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's very good. And it's good for you.
It's kind of good.
On a big mission right now, we had a gentleman that has stolen a large basket full of soap detergent. And when he got outside, his getaway ride wasn't there. So he has spent the last 10 minutes wandering around the park and around the Park Road Shopping Center. And so we've got word now that he has somewhere dumped the soap. And so that's what we're in search of right now, is where did he dump the soap? It's supposed to be behind AMC. I'm at AMC right now, which is about a half a mile away, and I'm not seeing any soap at all yet. Let's be real honest. The reason why I really ran over here was to get the shopping cart. Those things are so scarce. My God, I don't want to have a shopping cart a half a mile away at a movie theater. I realize the detergent is very important, but I was here to rescue a shopping cart. Man, that's got to be on Disney Plus sometime. Maybe even Hulu will pick up that story. The shopping cart rescue. Dun, 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 dun. Transition walk into day number 2. Oh, God, I hurt. Oh, God, I hurt. We had a beggar last night go home 3 hours early. huge southern downpour, and which has brought on some really, really cold weather here today. But being in customer service, you're that go-to player. Someone steps out, you step in. So I was out there in that rain, just sopping wet. Whew, poisons the mind. So now I've got to gain the strength to find my way back into C.S. today, and not let yesterday's events, destroy what I need to do. Coming in on a Friday, there's a lot of people that have already started their weekend. So what they want to do is they want to get here, get the food, and if they're going to go traveling someplace, they want to get on that road as quickly as possible. So at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, you've got like Sunday afternoon crowds here. And so hopefully, it'll keep us busy in the way of instead of standing around and then having to do all the cleaning and stuff. That's the evil part about this. When it's slow, there's still work to be done. Go get a broom. Go do something. Go mop up a floor. Go clean the break room. There's always something to do. Here we are again. The Mega Millions is still growing. We're now at $1.375 billion, and I think that's how many people I have in line to buy these lottery tickets. Tonight, they'll try it again, and from what I understand, this is like the third highest of all time. And people, I love it when it goes that high because I love listening to people dream. They talk about things, and it's not always about keeping it for themselves. It's about who they would like to share it with. We deal with Coinstar all the time, but you've had something that was kind of really off the wall different.
Yeah, I was on a register yesterday, and I saw a young lady with a Coinstar slip, like she had just dumped all her coins, and she got the printout to go cash it. And I saw her go to a customer in the line next to me, and her slip was for $20 she was going to get back. And she asked the customer, "Hey, I'll sell this to you for $15." And the customer was like, no. And I'm thinking, why would you short yourself an additional $5?
Well, and here's the thing that new guy Bill and I talked about was that it's very possible that she found it outside or she found it somewhere, and she was just going to sell it for $15, and it's worthless. It's not worth anything. But this is what you deal with in customer service, is that there's always somebody that's going to try to pull something out of your eyes.
Hey, you know why chickens are funny?
Chickens are funny. Why? Because. The big question with the young adults tonight is, if you had a superpower, would you use it for the good or the bad? And that's followed with, if you were to win the Powerball or the Mega Millions, would you use it for the good or for the bad? And so they're going around and they're asking each other that question. And I said, define what family is, and I'll let you know if I'm going to use good or bad when it comes to the Powerball. Because I've always believed that family is more than those that you're born with. Family is those that's in your community. And as for the superpower, yeah, absolutely. I would do it to help other people out. Transition walk, day number 3. Holy crap almighty, it is only 38 degrees out here in this forest. Ooh, and the breeze, can you hear the wind? Listen to that. Oh, there's nothing like wind blowing through trees. In its own special way, this gives me my solitude, so that when I'm in CS later on today and people are doing what people do, come on, I don't have to explain it to you. You know what people do. Chances are you've done it, I've done it. We've been there. But I take this solitude and I plant it. All right, here we go. The Mega Millions got their $1 billion winner last night. What was it, 1.35 billion or 1.37 from Maine. And somebody here from North Carolina picked up an extra $1 million. But you know what's really interesting? We've talked about this on past episodes of C.T.C.S. And that is, it's the hangover after someone wins. Because this has been building up and building up and building up for several months. And then when somebody finally wins and it wasn't you, it's like, life sucks kind of an attitude. Part of the fun of doing the putbacks is that there's a lot of products that we have no idea what it is, like cocoa aminos. And right away I'm thinking, that's going to be over by the bar, because it looks like it's something that you have mixed with drinks and stuff like that. So there's like 3 of us working on it, trying to figure out, without going to management, figure out where does cocoa aminos go. And we learned it's a form of soy sauce. And boom, there it is right there. So turning it into a game, that's what I like about doing the putbacks. This is how it goes. You get a new product such as this one right here. It's called Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And you go over to peanut butter and you're going, well, it's got to be here. And you look and you look and you look. Then you go over to the international row. Then you go over to the cooking row. And then you just happen to be walking down lane number 4 and it's on an end case. Of course, that should be like the go-to. If I can't find it immediately, go to the end case. All right, I've got to document this. My bagger for the past 2 nights, who I've stood next to many times over the past 2 nights, is out with COVID. Oh, boy. No, I haven't been wearing my mask. No, I've not been doing anything. I'm fatigued. My body aches really bad. Okay, well, they said it was going to circle around again, so... Okay, that's the update. I learned a couple of days ago that Sierra Mist was going away, that Pepsi wasn't going to make it anymore. I'm a big Sierra Mist fan. I mean, seriously, out of control Sierra Mist fan. And so I'm going down lane number 6, and I see something called Starry Lemonade. And it's like very colorful, very colorful. And it's like, wait, whoa, hold it, whoa. This is in the Pepsi section. Is this a replacement? And it sure is. And I just did a sample of it. Ooh, impressed. That was a huge scam. My God. So on the roasted chicken, it says 12/12. And she thinks that we cooked it on December 12th, and it's January 14th today. But she was convinced that we cooked it on the 12th of December. And she not only wants to see if she can do an exchange, but she wants to have double your money back. Chicken is $7.99. Manager says give it to her. Give her double the money back. Total scam. Transition walk into day number 4. We're going to be without a bagger tonight because that bagger that was supposed to be there has COVID. So, and you can't instantly just go hire a bagger and expect them to put in those oddly shaped hours that go in late into the night. So this is going to play hell on a lot of people because that means what we're used to doing has an interruption. And we've got to move through that interruption with a positive attitude. When you say that we don't have enough visibility when it comes to the baggers, what are we talking about? Because a lot of the baggers think that bagging is just going out and getting carts.
The customers having their orders bagged by a bagger, by someone else. And so I don't know how they determine that number. I don't know if it's on the survey. I don't know how they're coming up with it, but we're at a 0%, which is probably pretty close to being accurate.
Well, there were some people that were upset about that 0%.
Yeah, well, I think their bonuses are tied into that number.
Are you kidding?
I don't know that. It could just be a competition thing where you look at your list and you're at a 0. The 0 for anything, that looks bad.
Yeah.
It's not, clearly we're not at a 0, but ours is realistically, it's probably pretty low, but for whatever reason, just the way that it worked out with those numbers, I would be embarrassed. That's your name on that, right?
That's right.
So you're the head of a certain department and you score a 0 in something, you're going to be kind of pissed off. I would be.
Doing the floor sweep. It's amazing what I find on this floor. Right now I'm about ready to pick up some pizza with the broom. Really, people? The size of this pizza and you just left it on the floor? A lot of paper, a lot of things that fall out of people's purses and wallets and things like that. But it's like one man's trash is another man's treasure, right? By the way, do you want some pizza? Let me give you an update on the cake lady. She did show up about 5 minutes after Bill and I were talking about it. And what happened is that she kept saying to the one manager that, yes, she had a receipt. She comes in, she gives us her phone number. Sure enough, she's got a store card. So we go look for the history of that store card. She hasn't purchased anything for 6 months inside this store. She has no receipt. The cake is $30. And we said, well, we have to have a receipt. We're not the ones that write the rules, but we have to have a receipt. She says, can I just exchange it out? We don't even know if the cake even came from here. And the answer was no. So she was pretty unhappy with us with that. First of all, she said that we messed up her cake and that she wanted a marble cake and couldn't get it. And now we couldn't give her money back because she doesn't have a receipt. Before coming into the store all the time, I always do some show prep, just like we do in radio. And I go and find the 5 subjects that will start a conversation. And today's big story is Trevor Lawrence, playing that game where it's the 3rd biggest comeback of all time. So when people get in that conversation.
She's up there in age, and she claims that she left her phone in the Uber, and she came to the desk, and Holly and I were standing here, and she goes, I left my phone in the Uber, really loud. And I go, okay. And she goes, I want my phone. And me and Holly looked at each other, and I kind of lost my composure a little bit, and I said, so what can I do to help you?
Right.
And she looked at me, and she goes, what can you do? And I go, I tell you what, I got a phone right here. Why don't you call your phone and see if they'll answer? And so she tried to call it, and I heard it go, do, like it was the wrong number.
Oh, no.
And she hung it up, and she goes, they know. And then I looked at her, and I go, they know. And she walked out the front door. And so the mall security came in, and he goes, that lady just asked me if I was Uber. He goes, you want me to throw her out? And I go, no. I go, she's confused. I go, she may have actually lost her phone. I don't know how crazy she is. She's a little bit crazy, but she might have lost her phone. And so...
I've had it for over an hour. Are you proud of me?
Right.
So he wanted to throw her out. I said, no. I said, let's wait and see,
See what she's going to do.
And so she left. She goes, I'm going to go outside and smoke and cool down. And then she just came back in, and you heard her, whatever the hell it was. She came up to me and goes, what can you do? Mm-hmm. And I go, use the phone again. And she picked it up, and I don't think it worked again, and she hung it up, and she went right back out. So I've got store security and mall security ready to do something.
Just in case.
But
So what are we doing with the person in the bathroom that's locked?
I don't even know what the hell's going on with that. I walked by the bathroom and security's beating on the door going, security. Now I got to go see what the hell that's about.
9 to get out.
Right here. There you go.
He has my phone.
Okay.
Uber driver.
Okay.
Do I call me? Do I call him?
Well, do you have his phone number?
No, I have mine.
But I don't know if he would even pick it up. If you found a phone and it was ringing, would you pick it up? If he's hearing the phone, then he or she, they should be able to come back and give it to you. They're good people.
Okay. I'm a mention.
Okay. See you in a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep. It has intensified with the older woman, and now she's called 911 a total of 7 times, and she keeps coming back into the building. We're trying to be peaceful and accommodate her and stuff like that. But yeah, so now we've got a serious situation, and that's it. That's a wrap up of the week. I was just back there with Juan, who's he's a late night stalker, the manager, and his parents don't speak English that well, and he says, I've spent so much money trying to get them to speak English, and he says, but they're not around anybody who speaks a lot of English. And so, and I told him tonight, I said, here's my thing. I have a goal now for 2023. Every time I see your father, I want to get him engaged in a nice, good 10 to 15 minute conversation because I want him to really sharpen those skills. I said, he's got a hell of a story, and I love listening to him.